I hereby call the Youth Commission meeting to order on Monday, May 19th, 2025 at 6:06 p.m. Recording Secretary, will you please conduct roll call?
Yes. Youth Commission Member Hernandez.
Here.
Youth Commission Member Munoz.
Here.
Youth Commission Member Paradiez. Absent. Youth Commission Member Pham. Okay, absent. Youth Commission Member Ramirez. Absent. Vice Chair Benitez.
Here.
Chair Malfavon.
Here.
Records show we have 4 members present. Chair Malfavon, you have a quorum.
Next on the agenda, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. If able, will you please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? Put your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we have the public comments section. This is the time for the commission to receive comments from the public. We will not accept any additional requests for speaker cards once we begin the public comments session. If you have not already, please submit your request to the recording secretary. Speakers will have 3 minutes to speak. For speakers on Zoom, you must dial 9 from your phone or click the button labeled Raise Your Hand Now to be in the speaker queue once public comments commence. Recording secretary, do we have any public speakers in
At
person?
this time, there are none.
Do we have any public speakers on Zoom?
At this time, there are none.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Next is the consent calendar, items 1 and 2. Commission members, are there any items you wish to pull from the consent calendar? Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I motion to approve consent calendar.
I second that.
Madam Secretary, will you please conduct a roll call vote?
Yes. Motion by Vice Chair Benitez, seconded by Youth Commissioner Hernandez to approve items 1 and 2 of the consent calendar. Youth and Commission Member Hernandez.
Yes.
Youth Commission Member Munoz.
Yes.
Youth and Commission Member Paradiez, absent. Youth Commission Member Pham.
Yes.
Youth Commission Member Ramirez, absent. Vice Chair Benitez.
Yes.
Chair Malfavon.
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 nays. That motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Now we'll move on to the informational items section of the agenda. I will turn it over to Deputy Director Tim Pagano to present the Parks and Recreation Community Service Staff Report.
Good evening, Chair Malfavon and members of the Youth Commission. Oh, this is on. Oh, thank you, Executive Director Scott. Appreciate that. Again, good evening, Chairperson Malfavon and members of the Youth Commission. Tim Pagano, Deputy Director of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Agency, going to provide you an update on our upcoming summer and the programs in which we've run for the month of April. I'll go section by section and then kind of just add some director's cut information as far as what's going to be going on come summertime, but summertime is upon us, at least in the recreation world. Registration has started and is going to start tomorrow for all of our classes, activities, and programs that are going to be taking place during the summertime. So for anybody that's interested in registering for those programs, we would encourage you to visit our Civic Rec site and our online software to register for those programs. We're very excited for this summer, and we have a lot of great programs and a diverse set of programs for the community to take part of this year. In our athletics section, our youth girls basketball program, the 14th annual All-Star Game will be hosted at Crypto.com Arena, in which our girls from Santa Ana will be able to play on the court before a Sparks game, and it will be spotlighting our Santa Ana youth athletes. Secondly, our Los Angeles Juniors Clipper Clinic did take place this last weekend. It was a free all-girls basketball clinic in partnership with the LA Clippers, and it took place at Godinez High School. In addition to our rookie baseball and softball program, Santa Ana will be hosting an MLB-sponsored pitch, hit, and run challenge that will take place on July 26th at Jerome Park, with a chance for youth to qualify for national championship status. They'll basically compete in 3 different categories, and based on their scores, they have an opportunity to go to a regional, and then eventually, if their scores are good enough, compete at the national level. In our aquatic section, our lifeguard pipeline is a success. Over 50 participants completed the Emerging Lifeguard Leaders Program, enhancing the city's seasonal hiring pipeline. In addition, our aquatic section received $14,000 in new swim sponsorships and grants from the USA Swim Foundation. This is going to be able to enhance our overall swim program this summer, where $10,000 of those dollars will go to offset learn to swim lessons at our 3 local pools for youth, and another $4,000 for our adult swimmers that want to either enhance their skills or actually start with the lifelong learning fitness and health and wellness activity of swimming. In addition, the aquatic section also was featured in the Parks and Rec Business Magazine in its April issue. And that's a national trade magazine that our program was recognized for. It basically featured and highlighted our equity-driven approach. And just to recap the article, essentially we talked about the programs like the Emerging Lifeguard Leader Program, where again, if you're interested in lifeguarding, but you've never had any access to the pool or anything like that, you can come and hang out with us on Tuesdays. We'll teach you the basic skills of swimming and lifeguarding and learning how to do that. And if you show an aptitude and you're willing to learn and go through a lifeguarding course, we'll eventually, based on your skill set and you passing the practical exams, we'll eventually potentially offer you a position with us in our program. Also, we talked about in that article access to our aquatics facilities by getting over $100,000 in grants for scholarships. We've increased that access and that accessibility to our community so that the price of a $55 swim lesson isn't a barrier anymore. So now a youth or anybody that is trying to access swimming can pay $15 for essentially 8 visits to one of our local pools, either Jerome, El Salvador, or Salgado, and receive a half-hour swim lesson over a 2-week period of time, and again, just for $15. So really good stuff happening out of our aquatics section. Like I mentioned before, registration for aquatics begins tomorrow, May 20th. In our community engagement section, our summer edition for the Cultura magazine will be coming out shortly, and it features expanded stories, and we've had over 700 new subscribers, and with an emphasis on citywide coverage of programs and events. Our Instagram, Santa Ana Parks Instagram account, has seen a 5% increase in followers and has generated 183 posts year to date, with top content hitting over 34,000 views. And I think that was of our Fiestas Patrias parade and event last year. Although our 5K run is doing pretty well. I think we're at 24,000 views for a couple of our reels, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. In addition to everything that's going on with the Cultura and our social media presence, our community engagement section has also partnered with CARS to support the Roosevelt Walker Community Center open house, which took place this last Friday. And CARS provided over $42,000 in in-kind contributions to be able to hold that open house over at Roosevelt Walker. A lot of activities, a lot of community-based organizations that came out, and I know our Roosevelt Walker team put in a lot of hard work and time to organize that. In addition to the open house that took place this last Friday, our Roosevelt Walker programs are expanding. We have free fitness, yoga, badminton, and community events. And they continue to engage our residents weekly on the east side, including we had 59 of our residents join us for game night and 29 for our high-intensity workouts that take place over at Roosevelt Walker. In addition, new programming is being added with study hall and game night taking place on the weekends. The effort there is to address both academic support and recreational needs of all ages. In addition, our community gardens are thriving. Over 1,000 garden participants citywide is what we saw in the month of April. Seasonal plantings, eco workshops, and Girl Scout badge programs are activating all 5 gardens. In our senior services section, there has been a program expansion with Santa Ana College. New collaborations with Santa Ana College include classes like self-defense, healthy aging, and cultural appreciation. Many of those classes are averaging 30 to 35 seniors per class. Another area of growth is our transportation program. We currently have 271 seniors enrolled in the transportation program, with shopping and excursion trips increasing month by month. Lastly, our meals and nutrition programs, the in-person congregate lunch program. So for folks that are looking for lunch daily and they want to go to either our Santa Ana Senior Center, which is right here on Ross, or our Southwest Senior Center, which is on McFadden, those 2 programs served over 2,600 meals in the month of April. So we're very proud of that program, and I know our senior team is proud of that as well. Special events, you may be aware that we had our fun run, Santa Ana Fun Run, this last weekend. We feel it was a major success. It was the first year that we were actually, we contemplated charging for both the 5K and the 10K. Mostly because, if you offer a free program, sometimes you wake up in, the morning of, and you look outside and it was cold and it was overcast, you go, never mind, I'm going back under my covers and I'm gonna sleep this one out. But if you've got $10 in there, if you've got $25 in the game, you show up, and that hunch actually paid off. For the over 2,500 people that actually registered for us, 90% of them showed up for the event this last Saturday, which is outstanding. I think in years past, we were looking at a conversion rate of somewhere in the 60s for the 5K. So for us to be able to achieve 90% of people registered actually showing up for the day, we're really excited about that. And we've been receiving great feedback for that event from all areas. So we're looking forward to planning that for next year. Our Summer Movies in the Park program kicks off June 6th at El Salvador Park, and every Friday night through July with popular family films and community vendors. So there's actually a calendar that's out. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's either on our website or on our social media. And then our next special event that the city is going to be producing is our 4th of July celebration. That will be returning to Centennial Park, featuring fireworks and music, food, vendors, and community festivities from 5 to 9 p.m. on the 4th of July. And in between that, we actually do have a Juneteenth celebration that will be taking place June 14th at Centennial Park. And I can get more information about timing and all that for you if you're interested, and I can follow up with you all. Finally, our youth and teens section. Our Summer Splash Day Camp will be launching June 2nd at 3 centers. Again, that's at Salgado, El Salvador, and Jerome centers. We're prepared to be serving over 150 youth per week with crafts, swim lessons for participants, meals, and weekly field trips. This has become a very popular program, and I know for probably all 3 of the centers were sold out for the first couple of weeks. So we're very excited about that momentum and energy that's happening with the Summer Splash program, and looking forward to continuing it. Our teen excursion program continues to grow. Our spring events included trips to the Clipper game and Universal Studios, and we have an upcoming Angels game with over 100 planned youth to be in attendance for those excursions. And lastly, our new tech and leadership programs The launch of our esports pilot program is on its cusp. All of the computer and games are in over at Garfield Community Center. And in addition to that, our Youth Empowerment Initiative, a volunteer program that goes to support not only the programs that we run here, but also encourages young people like yourself to give a little to get a little. And so if you are able to get into that program and you provide a little bit of community service, you basically get priority registration to the teen excursion program. And with that, I'll conclude my comments, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have at this time.
I'd like to ask a question. So in regards to the study hall at Roosevelt Walker, is that like strictly just closing at like 5 p.m.?
I don't think so. I think it has the ability to go a little bit later. It all depends on, the participation that we get and everything like that. It also depends on other classes that we may have. So it's probably, it probably varies from day to day based on the community classes that we're bringing in for that particular day or that particular week. But would you like to make a suggestion? Would you like to see it go later? I'm assuming?
I would suggest I'm not sure if that's really close to me,
Yeah.
but I would suggest like maybe 6 p.m. because I do know that some people sometimes like have like extracurriculars to do like after school, and that usually can last like an hour to two. Like let's say it could be like for a club, a sport, etc. So I think maybe perhaps like 6 could work as well.
Okay, we'll take that recommendation and I'll see if we can incorporate that over at Roosevelt Walker.
All right, and then I did have another question to the whole program. Do you guys provide like perhaps, let's say like free headphones for, let's say, students who may need to like hop on a Zoom call?
Is that also for the program over at Roosevelt Walker?
Yes.
In terms of study hall? I mean, we have a really good working relationship with the library. We actually host the library out of there, I think, almost every single day. So if a student were to need headphones for a Zoom call or, for like a group study session that would be remote and everything, I'm sure we can work with our library partners to be able to get those for any student that is requesting it over at Roosevelt Walker.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're
Those
very
are all my
welcome.
questions.
Of course.
I had a question about the Youth Empowerment Initiative. What is the process of like application for that one?
Sure, it's really casual, so it's kind of a counterbalance to the body that exists here, where this is more formal. I'm making a presentation to you all, and I'm giving you information and data. Over there, it's pretty much just showing up and going to Garfield Community Center, showing interest in the Youth Empowerment Initiative, and saying that you'd like to participate. And they'll ask a few questions about your availability. What do you want? What do you like? Do you like working with seniors? Do you like working with kids? A lot of times it could be just working at events like what we have, like the 5K. We could align ourselves to where you'd be helping out at the registration table or passing out bibs and all that type of stuff. So a lot of it has to do with just going over there and showing the initiative and the interest in wanting to join that group.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't have a question, but I have a comment. I think it's very smart to charge for the 5K because it is true. Some people back out. I backed out once.
You backed out? Okay, very good. Was it this time or last time?
It was during, if you get on metal, it's like donut-like. I'm not sure, but my sister was like, oh, we should go run. It's like, okay, I'm going to go. We signed up, but we didn't show up.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, you were part of the 10% that didn't show up that day. That's okay. Next time, right? Good, good.
Thank you, Deputy Director Pagano. Next, I will invite Parks Services Superintendent George Acero and Public Works Senior Civil Engineer Robert Aguri to present the Public Works Agency's Parks Services Staff Report.
So good evening, Chair, good evening, Vice Chair, Youth Commissioners. Thank you, Deputy Director Tim Pagano, for all those great events that the Recreation, Aquatics, Community Engagement team are our programming. None of those events are successful without our team, we're happy to support them in whichever way they need. I know that over the last quarter, our team has been busy in the spring preparing for spring ball, some community outreach programs, investment in sustainability. So in the following slides, you'll see some pictures of, environmental stewardship, sustainability, and community engagement. So first, up on the screen, you'll see if some of you guys were part of our Arbor Day tree planting event that happened at multiple parks, actually one in each ward. And for the feedback that we're getting, it was a success. We were able to partner with the Girl Scouts, the mayor. Thank you, Commissioner Malfavon, for introducing us to Iker. I think a lot of this stemmed from this young boy who's kind of took this oak tree from a community outreach event at the library and then was able to kind of nurture it and take care of it throughout the last couple of years. Was brave enough to raise his hand and asked the mayor to be able to plant this in one of our parks. So we were incorporate that in our tree planting event that we had in April. So we did a combination of some oaks, some redbuds, jacarandas, crepe myrtles. We had the Easter Bunny out there. It was, a great event. It was, hopefully some of you guys were part of it. It sounds like, I know the council is interested in having it again next year. So, I think throughout the year, as people ask about tree plantings or anything kind of they want to participate in giving back to our parks, maybe we'll combine it with this event and kind of grow it into the next year. So, with anything, our team is behind the scenes. And here I'm just kind of showing you guys a couple of illustrations of some of the maintenance that happens in our parks. Main lines breaks, lateral breaks, irrigation. The grass can't stay green without water. So there's a lot of work that gets done behind the scenes. And so when you guys go out there, you guys kind of see a nice, clean, safe park and green. Spring, also Republic, our trash vendor, had a mulch day in the middle of April, which we also took advantage of. We were able to mulch a lot of our planters, our bare planters, throughout our parks. So here in the picture, you'll say, during spring, we took advantage of that and mulched a lot of our bare areas throughout our park system. Deputy Tim Pagano mentioned the El Salvador Garden, or how the gardens in general are thriving. And one of them here is, as part of this Earth Day, was our staff behind the scenes took this, as you can see on the top, is I would say dated garden and reimagined it into a more functional garden with DG, accessible path, new planter beds. And here, I think at this garden in particular, we were able to plant some avocado trees and lemon trees, something the community could kind of take advantage of, as they work at the garden and kind of pick the fruit, and that's something that they cultivate. I know, as you guys, I'm not sure you guys are familiar, when you go to the restroom, there's always issues that happen in our sewer lines, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit of kind of some of the challenges our guys experience. There's obviously, it's called the main line, so this is where all your baby wipes, diapers, all the stuff you shouldn't be flushing down the toilet gets flushed down the toilet, closed from, transients. So what happens is the line gets clogged and some of the feces gets kind of pushed back onto the park. So the guys got to go in there and kind of clean the main line. So sometimes sometimes parks will get closed, or the restrooms get closed for a certain amount of hours while our staff responds to that main. It's called the main line. So this is a main sewer line that connects to the main sewer line from the water department. So yeah, so this is just I want to show you guys a little bit of kind of what happens behind the scenes. Another new amenity you guys might see at our parks, it's our we call it a hydration station. It has a doggy bowl, a water refilling station, and an ADA drinking fountain. So we've been making strides at the goal is to install them at all our parks. Right now, our priority is install them at least one in each ward. I know we've got one. We actually got two in Portola, one now at Riverview, and one now at Thornton by the All Access Playground. And with that, I'll hand it over to Susie for Janik is on vacation, so you'll be stepping in for Susie, and Robert will be giving the report.
Hi, good evening, Youth Commission. My name is Robert Aguirre, Senior Civil Engineer. I'm here to present on the capital projects. So as you can see, we have a summary of capital park projects under construction, such as Centennial Lake, Santa Anita Park, Santiago Park, 10th and Flower, Memorial Park, and Centennial Park. And as we go through the slides, I'll present on the project individually. First, we have Centennial Lake. This is at Centennial Park. It's the large lake and the small lake. It's a lake renovation project where we're improving the circulation system. We're adding spawning beds, owl boxes in the trees, and various other amenities for the wildlife. One of the challenges here is obtaining some of the material. It took a long time to get the items, and then it kind of pushed the project back a little bit. So at this time, the anticipated completion is August, so in a few months. So hopefully we have the lake filled by July, and then thereafter complete the final phases of that project. The next one is pretty exciting. It's the Santa Anita Center. This is a larger project where we installed artificial turf and lighting for the soccer fields. There's various other park amenities, but the showcase is the center, which will house our park staff. We have a renovated pool, and we're going to have a POW center as well. That's also anticipated to be completed by August. The next one is Santiago Park Phase 2 project. This is located off of Main Street, just across from the Discovery Cube, and it's that whole west side of Santiago Park. So it's a brand new walking trail. We have landscaping, irrigation, lighting. This one is also anticipated to be completed in August. And the next one is 10th and Flower Park. So this is where 10th and Flower meet. A portion of 10th Street is going to be vacated, so essentially turning 10th Street into a cul-de-sac. So that's phase 1 of the project, and that's currently under construction, and that should be completed in the next 2 months or so. Phase 2 of that is a brand-new park site. So there was an acquisition of property along Garnsey, and then Garnsey itself was closed. So collectively with the larger parcel, plus Garnsey, plus those residential properties that were acquired, the entire site is going to be a brand-new park. That one's still in design, and that should be completed by November, design-wise, and hopefully we go into construction right after that. The next one is our Memorial Park Aquatic Center. This is where the old Memorial Pool and Pool Center was. So those have since been demolished, and we're actively under construction to build this new center. So it'll be an aquatic center with 2 pools. One's sort of your standard Olympic-style swimming pool. The other one is more of a fun recreational pool with a water slide and a lazy river. That one began construction a few months ago, and that one is anticipated to be completed by August of next year, so August 2026. The next one is Centennial Park improvements. This is located on the southwest corner of Centennial Park. Currently, there's our park reservation office there. We have sort of just kind of like a vacant set of land, just kind of south of those soccer fields. So with this one, it'll kind of improve that whole area, adding different amenities, including pet-friendly areas. That one began construction about 2 weeks ago. So if you go out there now, you'll see just some construction fencing, a little bit of light demolition, and that one should be completed by next May, I believe. The next one are the communication marquees. These are citywide, and as you can see in the photo on the left, this is the first one that we started up. This was at Carl Thornton. And the next one is the new park at Bristol Tolliver. This is a vacant site along the Bristol corridor, just north of, is it McFadden? I think it's Bristol McFadden. So this is a brand new site. So it's vacant land. It'll be a brand new park site with landscaping, irrigation, lighting, standard park amenities. This one just began construction 2 weeks ago as well. And that concludes the presentation.
And for maintenance also, any questions?
I have a question about the Memorial Aquatic Center.
Yes.
Since the pool is gonna be like a type of Olympic pool, are you guys gonna like let schools like host meets there, or?
No, I'll defer that programming question to our Executive Director Hawk.
Yeah, the school, if, they do want to use it, they're more than welcome to. They would just have to approach us, and go through the whole process of what they need and just reach out to us. So it's possible, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. On those sites where there are constructions, do you guys give citizens like prior notices or flyers directing them to other sites where there are services available? Like, let's say the aquatic center, like directing them to another aquatic center where it's like available?
And I believe our Deputy Director in our aquatics program do outreach and then have notified the community about the other programs at El Salvador Park, Salgado, and then hopefully it's coming soon in Santa Anita. So we'll have, and Jerome. Jerome's probably our bigger center there. And I know part of that outreach does communicate to the residents about where they could get additional programming in that area. As far as like any closures of parks, all the ones on the images are brand new, so newer amenities. I know we did a community outreach meeting regarding the Bristol and Tolliver Park. We met at, I'm trying to remember the name of the elementary school, but we met with the council member and then a lot of the community neighborhood leadership there to let them know about the construction.
Thank you.
I have a question. For the new park at Bristol, when would that one be done?
For the Bristol Tolliver site, that one just broke ground. So I believe it's about a year duration of construction, so next year.
And I did notice it's like near the big street, Bristol. So if little kids are playing, and would there be some type of safety measure for the kids?
I believe that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's just like any of the parkland we have down Bristol Street, but this one will have some fencing on some of the amenities. So one of the things we are looking to do is, especially with the basketball court coming in, we're going to put a fence around it.
Yeah, because
And to add to that, I think there's a street, then you have the bike lane, which has a concrete barrier, and then it's a sidewalk, and then there's a bioswale, and then it's the park. So there's a couple other natural barriers that are built in to protect all the kids from Bristol.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was worried about the kids because I know that street's really.
That's a good
busy.
question, yes.
I just had a question about the Arbor Day event.
Yes.
In total, how many trees are planted?
It's about 25 plus, I'm gonna say 29 trees throughout the city were planted. The majority of them being at Santiago Park.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
If that's it.
Jordan Robert, for that presentation. Executive Director Hawk Scott, do you have any closing comments?
I do. One of them's bittersweet because, as you guys know, 4 of y'all will be leaving us. This is technically y'all's last meeting, but it is not the last time we will see each other. Y'all will be getting a notification to be joining myself at a upcoming commission event or council, so to be determined. But I do want to thank you guys, Commissioner Fan, Commissioner Hernandez, and Commissioner Barra-Diaz for this journey we had and getting all of you guys up together. It's been fun, and leaving it to our last 3, and of course, Commissioner Ramirez, who unfortunately was out sick today. So I want to thank you guys for doing this and your voice, and it's been fun. And I do wish you guys all the best on your future endeavors, as I say. I know you're going to go play basketball scholarship, right? So anyways, I do want to thank you. I like to always tout the Santa Ana Zoo, as you guys know. If you guys have been out there lately, we have a new stoplight up right there on Zoo Lane and Chestnut, and we are in the process of installing our first zoo-themed crosswalks out there, so that's going to be really neat. It's a pilot program. The butterflies are back, so people do love that with our flight every area. So we hope you guys do go out there and see that. We did have our Brew at the Zoo event, which was another successful event out there, raise funds for the zoo. And then we have our big event coming up in August, the Zoofari. But before that, we will have Party with the Planet. Other than that, if you guys have not gone out there, please do. There's so much construction going on, and we are getting ready for our inspection with the AZA, so we can get our AZA certification back, and it's looking very good for us. So really happy about that. Other than that, again, Commissioner, thank you for all you do for us and, supporting us. And for those of you that do leave us, Emily, Kat, Edith, I hope you guys, keep repping us and tell us how great Parks and Recreation is. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Now, is there any Youth Commission member comments? Youth Commissioner Member Hernandez?
I just want to say this was a very great experience. It taught me a lot. When I first had my meeting in August, I was so nervous, but it helped me become more responsible, like each month, coming to the meetings, meeting new people, new experiences. I thank you a lot for this opportunity, like being part of the commission. I learned how to improve my speaking skills too, so I think that a lot. And it was nice being more like integrated into what's going on in the city. So thank you. I'm gonna miss this. Thank you. That's it.
Youth Commission Member Munoz?
I just wanted to say that I think everyone here has had an impact to the Youth Commission and overall just to the city. And I think it's really helpful what everyone has done. And I hope that we can continue to kind of spread that impact.
Youth Commission Member Paradias?
I'm gonna say this without trying to have my voice a little cracky. It's been honestly a great experience. I think that all of us seniors, including Adrian, who's unfortunately not here today, I feel like I've seen all of us grow in the sense that we've elevated our confidence and just asking questions in general. I feel like at the beginning we were kind of like crickets because we were oh, what's going on? Trying to adjust ourselves. But yeah, for sure that. I do want to give a little piece of advice to Mercy, you and you. Yeah. My mind's going blank, okay? But it would for sure be to just do your best in the Youth Commission. I know that there's a lot of things going on with youth right now. I don't know if you guys been up to date with the news. If you know, you know. But please be there for people that we're supposed to represent. I'm confident in you guys. If you're already showing so much skills right now that are basically at the same level as us seniors, I can't imagine what more you guys will be able to do. So please use your voice for good. Thank you.
Youth Commission Member Pham?
Just like everyone else has said, this has been a really great experience working with everyone, being integrated into the community and showing up to events to see what the city has been up to. And I've really enjoyed repping the youth in general and working with you and everyone. And I'm really grateful that I got this opportunity to personally grow and just be civically engaged. So, and thank you, Hawk, for being such a great mentor and so supportive all the time. And everyone else too. Yeah. Wait, guys, I'm actually not going for basketball.
Vice Chair Benitez?
They pretty much said everything, but it was very nice working with you guys. You guys are so smart. It scares me sometimes, but yeah, this was great. I didn't know it was our last time meeting as a commission, so it's a little sad, but thank you for the experience.
First of all, I'd like to thank Adrian, Kat, Edith, and Emily for being part of this youth commission. It's truly been an honor working with you guys, and I hope the best for all of you. Because no matter where you guys are going to go, I know that you guys are going to do great things. So, thank you. The next youth commission meeting is scheduled for Thursday. It's on Monday, June 16th at 6 p.m. at the City Council chambers. Before the commission, I hereby adjourn the meeting at 6:46 p.m.